Drum nerds, drum nerdesses, we're back. Like and subscribe. Holy cow, it's been a journey. I have been to hell and back for this. So God, please let this work. Right. That was a brief audio test. Okay. I got the fastest internet now. Apparently, I got cleared out my computer, did everything. Obviously, it was only ever going to be the OBS system that needed a reboot to fix the lag and the jittery. But it is a sword day, a red day, ere the sun rises. We are back. Drum nerd / Lord of the Rings nerd. I'm sorry if I'm yelling. I'm excited. I got 1080p. I can send this in now. I'm just happy to be here. So please like and subscribe. That really helps. I'm paying for good internet to allow this to happen. So a subscription is free. It would really mean a lot. So God, let's hope this works. Junna, Ashes of the Dawn. Not off to a good start, is it there, BT? What's with the audio? Is that me or her? Those hats sound very distorted, very sloshy. I don't know if that's a audio thing or if that's actually the sound. It sounds like ooh. See, it's interesting. You got wooden beaters, you're keeping time, but what I really like is that little quick roll at the end there. Let's go back to that. Right there. It's a bit of a flair almost. I don't know what's going on here. I mean, I know what's going on here, but I'm just confused because the bass drum could be more oomph to it. It could be more powerful. I don't know if I'm going to get slated in the comments here or not. That's fine. But it feels like it's a bit slower than the actual track might want it to be. Maybe dividing it into, because it's, where are we? Yeah, fastest internet, my bottom BT. So we're just hitting quarters on the bass. Maybe part of me wants to be feeling like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4. Eighths maybe. Not saying it's right, not saying it's wrong. I guess that's just a personal preference because eighths would still fit. It would just push it along a little bit further. That's my opinion. You can have your opinion, and clearly Junna has hers. I still think it's excellent execution, though. It's still very, very well done. God, BT, don't tell me this is the fastest. That's more of what I'm expecting. We got those rolling eights. Ah, that was good. See, it's just... So it works. It's down. The hands are in a totally different subdivision. They're moving way different. So I get it. I understand what we're doing here. I understand the necessity for it. And it fits. And if it's what's in the song, that's what's in the song. And that's how it was written. But yeah, I just feel like there's a absence of bass. Oh, this internet might actually suck more than like that flash. Very good feed there. Excellent. See, now that feels more full with that. Quite honestly, now what I would say, and this is again, this is Drum Nerd Channel, so this is what we do here, but I would say she might be sitting a little bit too high on her throne because her feet are just barely connecting with those footboards. And so maybe if she was a little bit lower, there would be that element of getting a little bit more power behind those strikes. Observational. Again, whoever's got absolute raging hard-ons for Junna and thinks I'm basically spitting in her face and telling her that she's garbage as a drummer, calm down, I'm not. I'm just saying you could approach that with a little bit lower of a throne so that there's a little bit more power underneath those footboards or above those footboards to generate a stronger strike. Just not similar. Yeah, see that if you could see perfect because her cam's there. You could see it's just it like I know we're doing we're fluttering with those toes, but that could be a little bit more flat, a little bit more horizontal because right now it's like that. So you're not really getting much attack into that pedal. But again, if it works for Junna, it works for Junna. That's not a criticism. It's just a fun, steady beat. You got rolling, what sounds like rolling 18ths on the pedal, and yeah, you're just laying in that quarter note on the snare drum. I love the Remo ebony head. It's got such a nice sound to it. I'm not a fan of this apparently fast finger. See, there's that little phlegm at the end on that floor tom. You'll hear the pick-a-down. Right there. Right there. Right there. Ah, it's beautiful. It's undecided if it's actually a phlegm or if it's more two strokes. I think it's more two strokes and less of a phlegm because it's not, there's quite a sizable gap, but it could just be a really dragged out phlegm. I'm really liking those stabs. So we're just doing quarter notes. We're alternating quarter notes between the hand and the hand. Just so you're hitting the downbeat and we're getting that left on the upbeat. Pretty good stuff. Oh no, sorry. That was downbeat on the snare. Let me see. Part of me wanted to say that there was the up, went to the down on the first stabs, went back to the up stabs on that China the second time around, but yeah, either way, much impressed. They look like two bees with sticks. They do look like 2B sticks, very large, heavy sticks. And with that floor tom, there's that bit of tape and it looks quite thick, so there would be some tissue paper under that. That to me, again, this is a drum nerd channel. This is where we get really analytical about things. And obviously, every bit of analytical approach has to come with some bias. Personally, that kills a little bit too much of the floor tom for my taste, because it just kind of sounds like bleh. There's not really any resonance. So, but that's not a criticism on playing. That's just a sonic approach. So you can say it fits with the song. So then it has merit. See, you can hear those two toms. They sound very different. You can hear them resonate. The drum sings, and then at the end you get a little clip of that floor tom. It's a little bit like a pillow. But again, don't need me to say well done, because we know that was well done. We know that was very, very good. Now, when it comes to each thing for each song, that's why you can have, on one album, you can have 3 or 4 different snares, because each song quite literally will dictate and determine a different feel. So when I did an album, when I did, I'll cover up things, but when I did this album, right, when I did that, I think I used 2 snares, so not as many, but I used certainly 2 snares, and specifically on one of the snares, if I'm not mistaken, I changed the snare wires, because you can get 14 snare strands, you can get 12, you can get 16. If I'm not mistaken, standard today is 16 or 18. And back in the day, again, I need to really revisit my notes, but I think standard snare wires back in the day was closer to 12. And so all that does is it gives more drum and less snare. So the more snare wires, you can get these 36s now, I think, and all you hear is crack. You just hear the snare wires resonate, and you lose the tonality of the drum. So for a certain song, you might say, I want more tone in that snare drum. I want more of the drum to come through, less of the snares. So then you'll put on a thinner, less snare strand, so i.e. a 12 or a 14. You can never have an odd number of snares because of how it resonates. If you got an odd number, it won't resonate properly. It'll kind of all get a bit discombobulated. So tip, if you break a snare wire, you have to break off the alternating farther side snare wire. So if you've got a 14 and you lose this left snare, this individual strand, if it breaks, because sometimes they will snap out, you've got to snap out the one on the other side to balance that. So that 14 has to then come down to a 12. There we go. This is a good welcome back video. Right. Ha. It's 12 minutes. Right. Like, subscribe, be well, do something nice for somebody. Keep your stick on the ice.